G'day, welcome to another episode of Shit Hotels of Australia. Tonight I'm in Cowes on Phillip Island, on a bit of a road trip, as you will see from the previous video, and heading to the far north, and with a lot of places in between and on the way back. And I've been filming a video for my other channel about my great uncle, Captain Samuel Wright, who was the first commandant of in charge of settling Western Port back in 1826. So couldn't find any accommodation close to Coronella. In fact, couldn't find anything in Coronella. And then I found this place here, the Sea Pavilions in Cowes. Looked interesting. They've got a range of options. They've got standard rooms and they've got what they advertise as pods. Now, I've been a little bit aware of what a pod might be, but all I need is somewhere to sleep, and as long as it's warm. So let's go inside and check out the room. Well, this is our pod. Yeah, I knew it was going to be small, but I didn't think it would be this big. So, yeah. What have we got? TV, microwave, fridge, large mirror, double bed, bathroom, walk-in shower, really nice. And even a little balcony. So, let's check out the TV. And we'll see what channels we have. It looks like we've got all the free to airs, so yeah, that's good. But then look at this, we've got Netflix. Let's see whether this works. Okay, I could sign in if I wanted to. Ha! Check this one out. You're gonna love that. The last one I made some time ago. Just suffice to say that the TV scores highly, and the Wi-Fi also scores highly. And now for the Shit Hotels of Australia instant coffee test. And what do we got at the Sea Pavilions? We've got Robert Timms. No expiry date. But wait, there's more. We've got a coffee machine. No, that's my coffee machine that I brought with me. And I was just remembering that the last time I came to Phillip Island, the coffee in the place I was staying was pretty ordinary too. And I was in at Coles buying some nibbles and things like that, and I walked down the coffee aisle and they had the Victoria coffee pod machines free with 2 packets of coffee. It was a no-brainer. I've since moved on to this little Nespresso one, and I've got a much better coffee machine at home. And I thought, as I'm going to be on this road trip for 18 days, travelling up and back down the east coast of Australia, I'll take the coffee machine with me. And so no more will we even be, I'll never even be tempted to try this. So that's a tick for me, I guess. Well, I've been to Cowes in summer for the classic motorcycle event, and I can tell you it's chalk and cheese to how Cowes is here in winter, because in summer it's absolute bedlam. There's millions of people, the place is packed, you can't get into restaurants, and there's hundreds of restaurants here. But here in winter, it's actually quite laid back. Got some really nice fish and chips from a place last night, and it was $12 for fish and chips, and it was seriously good. So I think I might have some Asian tonight. And now let's check out some upkeep issues. One that I have noticed just now is that the smoke alarm seems to be taped to the ceiling. I don't know if it's working or not. Doesn't seem to be flashing, but then again, I'm not sure if those ones do. And the only other things I could find were a little bit of rust on the toilet roll holder, but remembering we are on an island, and some poorly filled and touched up spots where they've replaced the handle. But apart from that, no, it's pretty good. But there's one thing about the bathroom that really gets me, because just look at this. Simulate brushing one's teeth, and then to get some water to rinse your mouth out, it's very, very close to this ledge. I almost took my head out the first time I did it. So that's a bit of a safety issue as opposed to an upkeep issue. So as I'm checking out very early in the morning for a 9-hour drive north, I thought that I would do the summary tonight. I've had one night, I've got one night to go, but so now it's time for the pirate score.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me.
So first up, cleanliness and upkeep. Okay, so it was really clean. There was only those two little upkeep issues, a little bit of rust on the toilet roll holder and where the handle had been replaced on the door. But so yeah, so cleanliness and upkeep, 4 stars. Facilities. Well, it didn't have a huge amount of facilities, but I was impressed that they included all those plates and cutlery, glasses, and they included a tea towel and washing up liquid and a little scouring pad. So yeah, it had the kettle and the toaster, of course, and the fridge. So facilities, run-of-the-mill, 3 stars. Add-ons. Well, it didn't really have any. It didn't have a restaurant, couldn't find whether it had a laundry, there was no information. I don't think it did. There was a staff laundry that I saw. So for add-ons, not being any, 0 stars. Entertainment and Wi-Fi. Well, it had a smart TV that worked. It had Netflix and YouTube. The Wi-Fi was okay. It seemed to be a bit slow on the tablet, but streaming videos then seemed no problem at all, and neither was it streaming an issue on the TV. So entertainment and Wi-Fi, 4 stars. Bed and bath. Well, this is a pod, okay, but the bed was really, really comfortable. It was a double bed, and the bathroom was really well set out, a nice walk-in shower. It did take a long time for the hot water to get hot, and they're on permanent water restrictions here on Phillip Island, so that was a little bit frustrating. But the most frustrating thing about the bathroom was the basin where I almost banged my head brushing my teeth. So for bed and bath, I'm going to take 1 off for that. So for that, bed and bath, 4 stars. Service. The woman who was checking us in was really friendly. She even went out of her way to help an old woman who didn't have an email account to actually print off a paper receipt and take it up to her room. wasn't aware that the rooms were serviced daily, but I didn't expect them to be serviced daily. So yeah, service middle of the road again, 3 stars. Now, the rack rate. I didn't share the rack rate before, but would you believe that I got that room for $65 a night? $130 on booking.com. So I'm going to add a new bonus. I'm going to add a value for money bonus. And absolutely, you can say that the Sea Pavilions pods, certainly at this time in winter, I expect they'd be more expensive at peak season. But yeah, value for money, and so bonus, 5 stars. And now we come to the no earplugs bonus. Used to be called the better than home bonus, but now living in the little tiny shack in the quietest town in the world, home is always better. And so I had to run the aircon or the reverse cycle heat pump to keep it warm, and of course I had to have the fridge running as cold as possible to keep my medication cool. So unfortunately, other than that, it would have been a really quiet night's sleep, but unfortunately, no bonus. So that's a total for the Sea Pavilions of Phillip Island of 23 out of 30. And I seriously recommend you stay there, because it is certainly not a shit hotel of Australia. Thanks for watching. Catch you for the next one, somewhere further up the coast.